This is rapid fire questions. Okay, I'm gonna do. I'll say your name.
Okay.
Okay. Danny, bigger genius, Jim Carrey or Robin Williams?
California.
Guys, what's up? This is a very special episode. We are here with Lucy and Danny DeVito, stars of the new FX series, Little Demon. It is a wonderful show if you like Rick and Morty. It is actually produced by one of the same guys from Rick and Morty, Dan Harmon. It's also produced by your brother, Jake. It's a fabulous show. These guys are here to talk about it. Guys, welcome to the show.
Hey,
all good
really
things.
nice to be here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Great to be here.
Crazy.
Thanks for having us.
I've been just researching you guys and you, Danny, for the last 2 days, and I didn't know how much you did. I'm exhausted.
You gotta talk into the phone, bozo.
We will snatch them.
I'm smart, you're dumb. I'm big, you're little.
That's my character. I'm the trash man.
We do a lot of stuff.
Are you exhausted being you is my first question.
I like keeping the flow of it, so I don't like to stop. You know, I do take time off, like we do, but we usually like jump in and like when I was away somewhere, I can't remember where, when Lucy called me and said like, my friends have this idea for an estranged family, and the daughter is the Antichrist and the dad is the devil, and we want you to play the dad. And I said, this is a part I was born to play. So I just jumped right in. Now, it's an animated show, and it's like, you think it's like, it's not a walk in the park because it's like really complex.
Yeah.
Like,
This is the metaphysical realm.
Fancy.
Hipsters call it the fringe, which makes me want to punch a hole in my face. It's like the central hub for all unearthly realms. Think Port Authority, but with much, much, much more urine and fewer bomb threats.
So if I call the shots, does that mean I don't have to listen to anyone?
Look at that guy. He's got a bird head and he craps bubbles.
but it was something like if in the pandemic, could have taken the time and just kicked your feet back up, and do it. But no, I stayed active.
Yeah.
And did this. This was good.
And your friends just came up with it? Were they writers or were they producers? Or?
Yeah, my friends Darcy Fowler, Seth Kirshner, and Kieran Valla.
Uh-huh.
Darcy I know from doing theater in New York, and she teamed up with these two, with Seth and Kieran, and they brought us this like one-page idea, and we loved it, and we were like, this is a great.
It's very subversive.
Yeah, it's very subversive,
and it's a great.
And
it's in the same lane as Frank Reynolds, which is amazing.
Yeah, we do a lot of crazy things on Little Demon.
Yeah,
Yeah, and crazy guest stars in the show.
Yeah.
Well, Aubrey Plaza's in the show. Obviously, she's one of the stars.
Yeah, Aubrey's a really key part to the.
So funny.
Yeah, she's
amazing.
Great. Yeah.
Was it hard to get her?
No. She knew the writers also. She grew up with Seth.
Okay.
They're from Delaware.
They're both from Delaware, which is where we set the show. It sort of like all came about very organically.
Mm-hmm. Pamela Adlon, Dave Bautista, Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of all.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger's in it.
We got Rhea Perlman.
Rhea Perlman, obviously, yeah.
We got William Jackson Harper.
Does your mom give you a rate on the show or no?
Yeah, give us a deal.
Yeah, she's pretty expensive, but we meet her means. Yeah.
That's really good. Our finale for this first season is got Mel Brooks in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Thursday night.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So we're very excited about
How's that? Were you there when Mel Brooks shows up, and what's that like?
Yeah, I mean,
he comes to the booth and records, or does it at home?
We did most of everything on Zoom.
Did you really?
Basically, but especially people like him, who we were like, "Will you please do this for us?" We were like, "We'll go to your home and bring you the equipment, and you can do it from home."
For somebody who wants to write an animated show that's watching, say it's a young kid, the idea came to you 5 years ago. Is that right?
Yeah.
5?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so then what? Then it takes 2 years for FX to buy it?
Yeah, I mean, it's in development for a while,
right?
I know
a little bit about development. My ex-wife is a development person.
It takes a long time, to go through all that. We had, the the idea, you have the pitch, you have the outline, you have, the season arc document, you have all the things. Then it takes animation, and animation takes a very long time. So even when we were greenlit for the pilot, the actual it took a whole year basically to make that one show. And
the pilot takes a year.
Because
because the figures aren't drawn yet, right? Is that why? Or why is that why? Yeah.
So it's like you're creating everything from scratch.
The world.
Yeah, a lot of choices.
Yeah. Animatics and that.
Yeah.
And you're both trained actors. When you go and do animation or voiceover, how different is that from when you're on the stage or you're in film? Is it the same?
I approach it pretty similarly. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it
except
bigger?
I wear sweatpants.
Yeah, right.
So that's like.
Do you do it
What do you wear?
bigger? You were going to say? Did you do it bigger?
Yeah.
You were going to say?
Yeah. Do you?
I think you do sometimes.
Sometimes you do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I feel
No, but
like.
sometimes you do it smaller.
Yeah, it's
weird.
I don't know. Yeah, there are a lot of We do the radio play first, and you find out how you feel about the characters. So we had time to work on the script, and then you approach it just generally like you would any other project that you make it. But to go back to the time period in terms of, you said if somebody wanted to get into, young people wanted to get into animation or whatever like that, that steps. It's a really good thing to know that there are many, many, many steps that you go through. Besides coming up with the idea and the story and the presentation to the studio, just the way you would a normal movie, then it takes the people who are creating it, like our Seth and Kieran and Darcy, like they're given amazing amount of information to choose from. Like what the character's going to look like, how the character's going to walk, what are the colors of the background, what are all the different layers. So creating the whole world is like so exciting.
Yeah,
really.
And this world is so exciting. It hasn't been done before. You haven't seen you're playing Antichrist. You're playing Satan, and there's nudity in the show.
Yeah.
I saw full bush today.
It is a 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I saw a full. Yeah, I hadn't seen that before.
It's an animated show, but it's not really for kids.
Yes.
It's for you guys.
Yeah,
And apparently your 13-year-old daughter.
Yeah, we didn't see the full bush episode. I saw that this afternoon. Luckily. Yeah. That's always odd when you see nudity
with your kids. Yeah, I remember the first time, one of my big eye openers was I came home I was making Matilda. I was doing the movie, and my kid and Lucy and Gracie, my daughters, were sitting in a room, and when I came in the house after work, and they said to me, "Wow, and they were really young. They were like 10, 11. They said, "We just saw the greatest movie we ever saw." I said, "Oh, what, honey?" And they said, "It's called Usual Suspects." It's in the movie theaters. And I had heard about it, but I hadn't seen it yet. Yeah. And I said, "Oh, great." And then a week or so went by, maybe a couple of weeks, and they said, "Oh, we went to see that movie again, The Usual Suspects. It was so good." And I said, "Oh, great, kids." You know what I mean? And then I finally got to see the movie. I went, "Holy Toledo, what the hell is,"
If you guys don't know Usual Suspects, can I spoil it? It's 20 years old. It's like a guy's head is in a box. It's pretty.
No.
Right?
That's 7.
Oh, that's 7.
Yeah,
right. That's 7. Usual Suspects is great.
There's a lot of violence. There's a lot of violence.
Benicio del Toro, yeah.
And swearing.
When you were making movies and she was a teenager, would you run stuff by her? Because I did
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they brought me Matilda. Actually, Lucy and Gracie brought me the book. We were gonna reading chapter books at night, and they brought this book in. I had never heard of it, and we read it together. Yeah, Roald
Did you
Dahl.
get a cut?
Well,
Oh yeah, they get a cut. But the idea is that
Producer
you don't know
credit.
where an idea is going to come from.
Yeah.
So it's like
That's insane.
The idea is that I had no idea. I didn't know about Roald Dahl.
That's an iconic movie.
When they brought it in, this was like many years ago, 20-something years ago. And so, did talk to them about a lot of things that I was doing. We always did that, which is probably the reason that Lucy is now, involved in the business, and Jake and Gracie's a painter. It's a visual thing, but we've always been exposed to movies and television and theater and stories, and that's the way the family always was. Rhea was the same way.
Well, that's cool that you watch, these shows with your kids.
Yeah,
too,
it's
and
great.
there's, like, a
I
family
run
thing.
my Snapchats by my daughter all the time.
Oh, that's
I said,
awesome,
well, let's do well, and
Yeah.
she'll go, no.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's
was,
awesome.
Was it fun? Your house must have been fun. Did you guys put on plays and stuff? Was it that kind of house growing up, or no?
No,
No?
but we had a lot of fun.
You can
We
tell
were-
there's so much love here. I've been watching you guys for the last couple days. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really nice to see.
Yeah, we love each
Well,
other.
we're lucky. We're very lucky.
Yeah,
And,
but
well,
we were the kind
it
of
starts with
house
you.
that, everyone came to, on a Sunday or whatever. Like, where my parents were always like, bring your friends over here. We'll host. You know what I mean? Like, well, just, it was sort of like that kind of vibe. And
There must have been people when you were a kid that are like major stars, and you have no idea, right? I mean, like Arnold Schwarzenegger's serving you lemonade or what?
yeah, they served me
Crazy.
all kinds of stuff. I would just
don't go
snap
there.
my fingers and yeah. No, I mean there were definitely some big stars who came through our doors. But it was also just like where we lived, and we'd
was a bit of
I'd
a
be like in
circus.
the kitchen in my pajamas, and there'd
circus
be
like
George
how?
Clooney or something.
Well, in that way, like that. Our whole idea, it goes back to like what you asked before, the question about do I ever stop? Do I work a lot? I do a lot of stuff. Yes, and the answer to that is always it's yes, because once I got into this business, which I always wanted to be in the business. I love the idea of doing this. I love the idea of developing a story into a movie, all of the aspects, editing, everything like that. So the whole house was always filled with the editors of my movies, or the sound, the composer David Newman would be over the house. People would always come in and out, like in
I
that.
get it.
So they were exposed. My kids, I'm talking to you about you.
What a great way to learn.
It's true,
right?
and so you're there, and I have shots of like the kids cringing when I was the makeup was being put on me for Penguin. When, the three kids looking like little tiny dots, hiding behind a makeup chair, looking at their dad being transformed into Oswald.
They would do Penguin at the house. They'd put the makeup on you
They
there.
come down to the set
or they
all
came
the
to the
time.
set?
I always had the kids would be always. You guys always were like on the set of Cheers or on the
wanna ask
set
you
of
about
any of the movies. They missed Taxi. I didn't have the kids until after Taxi, but everything else was always open.
I guess I wasn't really saying that you should slow down at all.
No.
I was
No,
saying
I know
what I
that.
was saying was, obviously you think of you as an actor, but then you go and you look at all the things you directed and all the things you produced. Like,
That's the love of the business. You got to really dig it, because you got to like what's going on over there. Besides what's going on just here, what kind of camera you're using, what lens are you using, what kind of light are you using to photograph what you're photographing now. All those things are have always been interesting to me. So
how do you learn how to direct? How do you go from...
you just go do stuff, and you get it. You hang around. You work with a guy like Milos Forman, or you work with Tim Burton, or you work with you do movies that were written by David Mamet, or you read plays, or you just have to expose yourself to all that and let it saturate. You don't learn how to. You can go to an acting class if you want to see how actors. If you want to learn how to direct, to know what an actor goes through, how the person who's conducting the class conducts themselves, or runs the class, or how they speak to actors, and there's a genuine there are certain things that you should do, and certain things that you Yeah, you don't want to make an actor be uncomfortable, or you don't want to make a director. If you're a producer, you want to make sure that the director he or she is able to put their vision on the screen. Same thing with the editor. You're going to give them the space to do it. The composer.
You worked with Milos Forman, Barry Sonnenfeld, Tim Burton,
right?
Barry Levinson,
right?
Robert Zemeckis,
right?
They all directed you.
Yeah.
What did they all have in common? What are they? How are they
Penny
different?
Marshall.
Penny Marshall.
I mean, it's all. Everybody has their own, their own ways. Some people are a little bit more on it, a little bit, like with the Zucker brothers, Jerry Zucker and Abrams, and they're a little bit more, like we did Ruthless People, so. It's all different, and it's like you have to embrace it. Like with Little Demon, we were on the writers. They came up with everything basically, but as producers and as actors, like Aubrey Plaza, who's really very, very incredibly smart woman. Her voice is heard. So in Little Demon, you see Dan Harmon. You see his contribution.
Yes, you do.
You see, what Lucy brings to her character, what I bring to mine. That's what basically it is. It's a collaborative art. We have different directors. We have different writers that contribute to the writing. So it's like a big kind of world that you have to inhabit and give everybody their space to create. Basically,
what you had, I looked at some of the box office for Jersey Films. There was Aaron Brockovich made $250 million, something like that. Along Came Polly was a big one.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction. Yeah. What's that like when
you
you have a movie? Well? When you have a movie and it comes out on Friday night.
Oh.
And you're like, and you get the returns and it's great. Like, what's that like?
It's always good to have people come to see your movies.
Yeah.
No matter what. It's really good to have an audience. I mean, it makes you feel good. When I remember with Throw Mama from the Train that weekend, that it was a very important, I think it was Christmas time. And I remember, not knowing that what was going to happen. And then you look out and you see the lines getting ready to buy tickets.
You directed
that.
We're hoping,
one. Yeah, I directed that. And we're hoping everybody goes back to the theaters, goes to the movies, get out and go to the movies. It's such a joy to see a movie on a 60-foot screen, to look at that close-up that is enormous. I love television. I love watching, the streamers and all that. And it's really cool to just, be in your underwear and just grab a bowl of popcorn or something and sit in your,
It is the best.
But it's really,
but I haven't seen a good movie in a while. Have you had a good movie experience lately?
Gosh,
in the theater?
I could, and I haven't been in a while. I got to go back, but I saw Top Gun.
Oh, I saw Top Gun. Top Gun was great.
It was fun. Yeah.
Top Gun was great, but that's the only.
Yeah,
I saw Barbarian.
I want to see that.
It was good.
Yeah, I want to see.
It was good, but it's tough. It's tough to get people to go out. Yeah, I have a 55-inch TV.
Yeah,
not to brag,
totally.
But
I know, but I'm telling you,
it's really fun. I find also that once I start going to see things in theaters, I want to keep going. So it's sort of jumping back into the
rhythm.
Yeah, into the rhythm of it.
Into the rhythm.
You're in Maryland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched half of it. It's out there. It's good.
Yeah,
I like it a lot, but it
intense.
is brutal. It's
pretty brutal.
Yeah. How'd that come about?
I just auditioned for that, and
that's cool.
Yeah, it was really
cool. Did you go to the premiere and stuff?
I did.
Did you see that one in the theater?
Yeah. How
was
I saw
that?
Blonde in the theater.
Yeah. It's your own movie.
Yeah.
You guys are so close to it. It probably doesn't even. It's like going to work.
But also, that's. I have a very small part in that movie.
Yes.
It's
still very cool.
Yeah.
Did you? So at what point do you turn to your dad and mom and go, "Oh, I want to be an actor"?
I think it was in college.
Oh, okay. So later.
Yeah.
And what did you think about that?
Oh, yeah, good. Well, Lucy had done a lot of theater, she went to school in the Valley, and
I had acted in plays in school stuff, and then it wasn't until I was in college when I was like, I want to try this professionally.
Yeah.
So,
And how do you find it?
What?
How do you find it?
How do I find?
Yeah.
I mean, I find it to be when I'm in.
I'm asking because I didn't like it.
Yeah, no, I do like it.
Yeah.
I love acting. Like I think I'm still doing it because I do still love it.
Yeah.
The business side of it and the like sort of like typical actor like drama of like trying to get a part is the thing that like I am not a fan of, but like the actual art and craft of it, I really love.
And then no matter what, everybody goes through that. Like whether you're, you go out and you go on, auditions, or now it's like years ago before Taxi, when I was doing all this stuff, you go on auditions, you go to sit in front of everybody and do this thing. Like there's now it's like a lot of it is like put yourself on tape. I never experienced that when I was a kid growing up, because we didn't have it. But first of all, you didn't have the cell phone and the thing. I was dating myself. Everybody knows I'm not a youngster. But the idea is for actors to go put themselves on tape. You get like a little thing like sides where like with the lines, and then you read to some make-believe person next to the camera, and that's all like, I mean, that's like, and I don't know as a director how you wind up, you couldn't do that. I couldn't ever do it. Like hire somebody. I don't
From a tape, you couldn't hire somebody?
How I could like sit there and look at tape after tape after tape after tape. I'd rather have somebody come into the office, sit down and talk, say, "How are you? What do you? Where'd you park? What's life like?" And
But didn't
everything.
you find the girl from Matilda from a tape?
I did not. No, she was in Mrs. Doubtfire, and I saw her in that. I'll tell you what I did do on tape. I found the Trunchbull, because it was almost impossible to find somebody. And then I found a woman sent me a tape from England, Pam Ferris, and she, like, when you say nailed it, she nailed it. But like look, in our show now, I mean, we know, it's not like with Little Demon, we have, you say, oh, gee, wouldn't it be great to have Mel Brooks being in it? And he's got a great voice. And wouldn't it, Arnold's got a distinct voice. Rhea's got a distinct, those things, like now in what we're dealing with right now is I feel like that's fine. But if I had to cast a person in a movie, I don't think, with the COVID, you have to be away from each other, but I don't think I would be able to like be satisfied unless I got into a room, sitting there talking to somebody.
Are you guys working on any films that you want to produce?
Yeah, we have a few projects that we're like hoping to produce.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Jersey Films.
Jersey Films, Second
Exciting.
Avenue,
What's the movie business like now? Like, what's it, how hard is it? Is it
It's
easy?
always been hard.
Yeah, it's
always
hard.
been-
It's hard.
Tell me, what's hard
No,
about
it's
it?
like, it's always been, and it's never, I don't think it's ever changed, that it's very, very difficult to get, like, for instance, there's a history of movies that you could look at, like Little Miss Sunshine. That's one, I always bring that up, because it took 7 years to get that movie made.
Yeah.
And nobody wanted to make it.
No? Great
No.
movie.
The same thing with Slumdog Millionaire. Great movie. It was out there forever.
Oh, yeah.
And then they made it, and we're going to put it on the shelf. It's like William Goldman said, nobody knows anything. That's exactly
Yeah, totally.
what.
You're so humble.
That's the business.
That's great.
Right there.
What's a movie that came together really quick that you were a part of? Something that was just like, geez, it's happening.
Twins.
Oh, right.
I was in my office one day. The next day, I was in Ivan Reitman's office, and we made Twins. Like, it was like a snap.
That's pretty cool.
It's whose idea was that? Whose twin?
That was Ivan.
Ivan's idea.
Yeah.
He was
And
really
Arnold
talented, wasn't he?
Arnold immediately wanted to do it, and I immediately wanted to do
And
it.
Arnold was such a star at this
And
point
Arnold
that
was
it's
really,
just
right.
happens, right?
And I was actually finishing up Throw Mama from the Train, and I was in my office. I remember that, and Ivan said, "How would you like to play Arnold Schwarzenegger's brother?" And I said, "I'm in it, big." You know what I'm saying? So there are those anomalies. There are flukes where things come together.
Guys, thanks for watching the episode. Don't forget to go over and check out thenashnation.com. It's wonderful over there. You can get bonus footage. You can get early access to the podcasts. You'll get everything ad-free, and it's all happening at thenashnation.com. Can I ask you about Andy Kaufman? I have to ask you.
Andy was like a genius. He was a great comedian. He was like, he was an artist. Let's put it that way. Okay. He would come into a room and take it over. And that was
Would that get
forte.
annoying on Taxi?
Not for me. I liked Andy. I used to watch.
You did?
I like when you get really loaded and a dog walks in the room and you look at the dog and you can't stop looking at the dog. That's the way I felt about with Andy. I couldn't stop looking at him. Whatever he did, anything he did. Oh, sit down. Yeah, sit down.
And then when he died, did you think it was a hoax?
I felt terrible when he died.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
No, I knew he was sick.
Oh, you did?
I know if you bought into Andy, that was the best thing. It's like looking at, it's like I'm watching this series now about Andy Warhol, and it's like if you get with it, there isn't anything that guy can do that you don't. Once you're in that mode, you go. Once you're surfing with the guy,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. Once Andy got you, the first time he did the whole, when he came on stage, I saw him do the, come out and be really a bad comic, and then all of a sudden start doing the bongos and start crying like a baby. I was just like hooked.
Right, and all the wrestling stuff you watched, I'm sure.
Watched all that stuff too.
And then you put it all together in Man on the Moon.
Yes, that was Milos Forman.
Yeah, incredible. And
Milos says, "I want to make a movie about Andy." I said, "Yeah."
And then Jim Carrey.
And Jim Carrey became Andy Kaufman.
And so he would,
in a weird way.
And he would show up to set as Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, or not show up at the set.
Okay.
But he was really into it. We had a lot of fun on that movie. That was.
Yeah, I came to visit.
You did? Do you remember it?
Yeah, of course.
Did you go to Cheers too?
Yeah, all the time.
Or were you not born yet?
No, yeah, I was. I mean, I grew up in going to the daycare on the Paramount lot.
Yeah?
Yeah. I remember sitting in in those booths or at the bar and cheer on.
Who do you remember from Cheers? Which actors?
Oh, everyone.
Yeah. Who's your favorite?
I love everyone.
Because that was my
but
favorite
it's
show growing up.
Yeah.
I was a little bit younger than Taxi. Taxi was on in the 70s, and then Cheers was like, that was they had a Thursday night on NBC. It was like Cosby Show, Cheers, Night Court.
I mean, I love George. I love Woody, Ted, Kirsty. But yeah, that was really fun being on Cheers.
What happens when you make a movie like Death to Smoochie, right? Which is a great movie. And it comes out and people don't get it, but 20 years later, it's a cult movie. Like, what's that like?
Well, there are a lot of factors involved with the movie coming out. Because, that movie was not promoted when it came out. There were studio things. Okay, so then nobody really helped that movie get to where it is today, which is a big following.
What do you mean it's not promoted? Like Rob Williams didn't go on talk shows?
No, not the actors, the studio. I'm talking about the studio.
Oh, they didn't put a budget.
It's like this, it's the same thing, like I said before with a movie like Slumdog Millionaire. Warner Brothers made that movie, and they were going to put it right to DVD. VHS or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But Fox bought it from Warner Brothers and promoted it, and it won an Academy Award. Now, if somebody was around to take that to Smoochie out of the studio situation it was in, I do blame the studio for a lot of it. Okay, I won't give it all the blame on the studio, but I'm just saying that a little bit of help you need to promote the movie.
Someone told me that this movie Smile was made for $50 million and the marketing is $50 million.
Well,
is that possible? Would it be the double the budget?
I just heard a story about that the idea of it is like that was it wasn't even going to be a feature, and then all of a sudden it became.
What was it going to be?
It was like I don't know. It's the Paramount movie.
Yes, it's Paramount.
Yeah,
yes.
and they had it on their. They were going to put it on their TV outlet.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Paramount Plus.
And then people started digging it. Oh, they came up with. I heard the story. They came up with a great ad campaign where everybody wore a smile or something. I don't know the whole story. I'm telling half truths. You can look it up.
Oh yeah, they stood at baseball games behind home plate and they.
That's right, and they smiled. They just
like that. Great,
ahead.
That's a brilliant idea.
It was a great idea. Now, if somebody would have done that with that to Smoochie, right? It would have been a whole different story.
Actually, that would have been perfect at games like the mascots. They could have come out.
Yeah.
Smoochie could have been
a mascot. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Edward, Robin, Catherine, all those great team players. They were like with me all the way. It had not, they would have.
Yeah, Catherine Keener,
they would have talked
incredible.
About the movie forever.
Yeah,
and Norton was the best to work with.
Ed Norton, incredible.
And Robin, you couldn't. I mean, it's just like.
Tell me about Robin Williams, please.
Man, the best on the set.
What's that story about him going in the ice rink?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, we had some technical difficulties in the ice. We were in the ice rink, and we had this half a house, like almost a half a studio. It was before a lot of CGI where you make audience and you stick them around. We had to have like a couple, 1,000 people maybe in the audience. And there was some technical difficulty with lights. We were in Canada shooting. And the audience was sitting there for a long time. And Robin just grabbed the mic, just like this, and went out and did 45 minutes of like hysterical, off the wall as he only could do. And he did everything. And he reached into grab bags from old material because everybody was wilting. And we had to keep them alive for we wanted to keep them fresh.
Yeah.
Still waiting for this technical electronic glitch. And long story short, which is already a long story, but he kept them laughing like, the whole night. It was like he did a brilliant job. He was great as Rainbow Randolph.
How many?
Dad, you got to hold the mic up.
How many takes do you do with Robin Williams on that movie? Like for a scene?
What you do basically is he's good in every take.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so you get a good technical take, which is really good.
Yeah.
Where everybody else is pulling their weight. If he's in a 3-shot or a group shot or whatever it is, he's good in every take. So you could use, as long as the other actors are up to snuff, if I was, or if Catherine was, or Edward was, if nobody flubbed up a line or whatever, however you do, or somebody wasn't looking good or whatever, you can use any of Robin's takes. It's the same thing with Nicholson. Nicholson in Hoffa, I could have used every single take he did.
Really?
It's just like, everyone was good.
Why is he, what does Jack Nicholson have?
Some people are like,
is he just like a savant?
Right?
It comes off on screen for sure, but is he just like a savant at acting? Does he know the lines, or what is it?
I don't know. Robin was just funny. Everything he did was funny. I mean, he could, Rainbow Randolph was like was one of. Well, I loved Smoochie though. I mean, Smooch was my, come on, Edward is so lovable and adorable. Catherine just is like solid. Keener is just like solid through and through.
But it's interesting now.
Vinny's in that movie. Vinny Schiavelli.
Oh yeah.
Back to Vinny Schiavelli, the cook. Mm-hmm. The movie is like. I feel like now there's more outlets, so it's like people appreciate it more.
People are seeing it
are
more.
able to watch it. It lives on.
What's your favorite movie that he did?
Oh. Well, I really like Throw Mama.
Yeah.
Train. Yeah, I've seen that a bunch, and I love that he directed it, but then also I love his character Owen, and it's just it's so hilarious to me, but also it's you know, it kind of like touches my heart. So it's great. I like the, you know, the vibe. I like how it's kind of like, you know, mysterious and actiony, you know, but also just really like a kind of like a weird buddy comedy.
Yeah, Billy was my buddy. Billy's my buddy.
Is it really hard to grow up in the shadow of your parents?
I mean,
is that tough? It must be.
I think it's
because this is why I think it's tough. I know people that. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no.
No, go ahead.
Oh no. I mean, I think that like, you know, it's a curse and a blessing.
Yes.
You know, it's that like, you know, I'm so grateful and lucky to, you know, have him as my dad and my mom as my mom. You know.
It's so sweet.
And you know, I think that like you know, people know who he is, and
you sign in. It says DeVito. It's like not too many DeVitos.
But like I feel like, you know, I embrace that, and I use it as you know something to be proud of, as opposed to like, you know, run away from.
100%. You got to own it.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, you know, I think that growing up there, and still there are times when I wish that, you know, I could, you know, just be like, walk into a room and say my last name and just be known for myself. You know what I mean? But like, that's just not what it is, you know?
Yep.
And
I go through the same thing. Yeah. I wish I could walk in and it just all happens. But you know, some people ascend quickly, as your father did, and
but you know,
I'm 49. I'll be 50 next year. I'm like ready to stop doing this, but I can't.
Well, you shouldn't stop. You should keep going.
No,
keep going.
I mean, look at him.
This.
He's you know,
he's 77.
I do find it interesting that because
he's still going, and he's like an inspiration.
You just
totally,
keep going.
Totally inspiration.
Yeah. Oh, you never know what's right around the corner, buddy.
Yeah.
You got.
Well, can I tell you
true.
something? You came in today, so
there you go. Here we are.
Howie Mandel, same thing. We talked to him a couple weeks ago. The guy
Loved Howie.
doesn't stop.
He's great.
I mean,
He's amazing.
nonstop. He could stop whenever he wants, and he works with his daughter.
Yeah, we did their podcast.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
When?
Last week.
Ah, shit.
Oh, we
I thought I had the exclusive. That sucks. Fucking Howie.
It's good.
It's
George Lopez.
great.
This is a lot of fun.
This is great.
Good.
Yeah, it's perfect.
George Lopez too works with his daughter. He has a new show out. That's kind of interesting.
It's a good thing to work with your kids.
I think it's cool to work with, you know, your family. And
I used to work with my daughter. My daughter used to be in my YouTube videos.
Oh yeah.
She used to kill it. She was so good, so cute. And then one day she's like, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
And lost her.
Maybe she'll come back. You know.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No?
Maybe, no. He's got inside information.
Yeah. Totally.
So when you you grew up in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And what kind of kid were you?
She's a normal kid.
Come on.
I mean, I was a normal kid.
What do you mean?
Yeah, Catholic.
Popular?
Catholic school, middle class. You know, my father had a candy store. I was just like, you know, I had a bunch of guys I hung around with. The big thing is like, always had it was like the typical Italian. You know, Nicky and Louie and this one and that one.
But your mom's Jewish, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they call that a pizza bagel.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm a Portnoy. Yeah, that's me too.
Are you too?
Yeah.
Your mom Jewish?
My mom's Jewish and Italian. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
my dad's Lebanese and Irish.
All right. Yeah.
Wow,
His skin is Irish, unfortunately.
You got a lot
of that, man. Yeah. Well, my grandma was from Calabria, which is southern Italy.
Okay.
And Albania is right there. She had a lot of Albanian girlfriends, and we never knew whether or not, you know. But I haven't done the thing where you find out who.
Yeah, like a 23andMe kind of thing,
yeah.
DNA thing.
You know, there's a lot of that.
So mostly Italian.
So all Italian. All Italian.
And
you were Italian.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, he's all Italian.
Yeah.
You were a hairdresser at some point?
My sister was, and I worked with her. For many years.
Could you cut my hair right now?
No, because I did women's hair. I didn't do men's hair.
Really?
I wasn't a barber.
Okay.
I was a hairdresser. I could give you a beehive if you had longer hair.
He used to cut my hair when I was younger.
How did it come out?
It was great.
You did good?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'm good with the.
And he always has an opinion about hair.
I'm good. Well, you know, you got to look at all the details.
Yeah.
But
if you went to a different barber, would he say, "Oh, that's no good"? If you went,
No. But you know,
critique it.
You like part of like, you know, even like in acting, like when you are creating a part or you know, you think about hair.
Yeah, of course.
You think about hair.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and
you have to.
how the hair makes a
Lately,
character.
I've been doing a lot of movies with less hair.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And so
But
they
like some in little, you know, and you never know. Maybe in one of the seasons with Little Demon, we could have, you know, the devil opens up a beauty parlor.
Oh yeah, there you go. Ooh.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah.
Satan's
Salon.
Satan's Salon.
Yeah.
You heard it here, folks.
Yeah.
how did Sonny come about?
Sonny came about, John Landgraf, who worked with me at Jersey Films, took over FX and has done a great job with it. And in the early days, he was doing this show, and he did 8 episodes. It was called Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It was just the 3 guys and Caitlin, and they sent it to us. Actually, we all watched it. The family, my family.
Did you?
And he
see it
said,
too? You remember it?
and he said he was thinking about going to another season. What do I think? Blah blah blah. I loved it. I thought the guys are hysterical, and I thought Caitlin was the best, funny, just a funny comedian, and I said, "Gee, this is a good show. You should, my vote is yes. Go." And then a few months later, I think it was, I can't remember exactly when, he called me. He said, "Would you think of going back on television?" Because the only thing I had done is Taxi. And then I said, "Well, what is it? This show, yeah. What's the character if they write?" And I went to. They said, I said if it was an organic character and it was a good one, and I thought it was fun. I loved those guys, and like I said, Caitlin. And so they said, yeah, well, organic character. Well, what is it? You could be the father of these 2 Aryan-looking people. And I said, yeah. I can see if my wife was a whore, yeah, then I could, you could see that. So I went along with it, and I loved it, and the rest. And so, got you with that one.
Yeah, you did.
So
It's the way you say it.
Whore. The whore.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. And so it cut to 16 years later or 17 years later, whatever it is. We're still doing the show, and we're gonna go again.
That John Landgraf's a smart guy, huh?
He's a smart guy, John Landgraf.
Damn.
And he's got Little Demon now.
Yes, he's got Little Demon.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got this baby.
Was there anything on Sonny that because Sonny's so out there. I was reading the Wikipedia today of all the things. The description on Sonny is insane. It's just like, necrophilia, blackface. It tackled all the fucking issues.
The thing about it is, look.
I don't know what my question
Without
is.
identifying each and every one of them, the basic thing about it is you always want to push the envelope. So I say, like what I say to the demons, we call the writers Seth and Darcy and Kieran the demons. I say, look, and everybody goes along with it. Dan Harmon obviously goes along with it. Push the envelope. Let's make it, and everybody's having fun. So let's take it as far as we can before people, we always have we got heart. We got a great story about a family. But let's bring it out into other, let's see how far we can go.
But you're sort of protected in an animated show a little bit.
In what way?
Like, you can be a lot more out there in an animated show. Talking about, have you heard from the church on your show yet?
Yeah.
Of course so.
You
Of
have?
course so.
Oh, yeah.
What did they say?
Well, like a senator from Louisiana, is boycotting it.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And, moms from... I don't know. People.
Moms
people
for
don't,
Christ.
Moms for Christ. People. People don't like.
People aren't gonna like me for
religious
this.
people. Some religious people don't like the show.
But you know what I'm saying? On
Yeah.
an animated show, you can really push the envelope a little bit more. Whereas on your show,
Well, I mean, like,
you could really get canceled
I don't
for
think
something.
I could go
or
farther than coming out of a Naugahyde couch naked like a halibut. I don't think I can go any farther, pal. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you throw me
Can you
off
take
the
us through that?
balcony, you do this, you do that. I lose my memory. I don't know. I take acid. I get locked in a porta potty. But the idea is like, and I say with our show too, I say like, let's push the envelope. Let's go. I mean, it's fearless. It's like let's bring it out there. Everybody's not going to like everything you do, like you just said. You know that the smoochie. A lot of people love it. Now it's like way high on the list. There's a couple studio executives who are kicking themselves because they didn't help me out early on. But the idea is that you can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. Those Sunny guys can keep going. If you say to Charlie, Glenn, or Rob, push the envelope, they just go like off the freaking rails. They're just So I feel like that's a good thing. It makes you look. It keeps a guy like me, a 77-year-old, excited. When I read the Little Demon scripts, I go, oh baby, man. Where Satan's going to take his Antichrist daughter into some kind of crazy realm. Awesome. Or I have to deal with my wife or my girl. Okay, I keep calling her my wife. She's not my wife. I have to deal with Aubrey Plaza, who is a really tough SOB. Yeah. She's really a tough one to deal with.
You played a waitress on Sunny, right? And that was... right, together with him. Yeah. How was that?
Yeah.
when they said that to you and they say you're going to play a part.
Yeah, no.
That's interested in your dad.
Yeah,
right?
No, I mean, like, it's pretty cringy to think about,
Well,
for me.
I mean, it pushes the envelope.
It does,
I didn't think of it though.
No, I mean,
you were playing a waitress, and I just looked at you, a cute girl.
Yeah, and
I didn't think of anything. I didn't think anything about
people.
But it's different for a woman too. Like a woman looks at it, maybe you look at it differently, or for a guy too.
I was like kind of like just excited to be on the set.
So cool to be on that set.
And
for sure
to be on camera with all of them, and in that scene was hysterical.
Yeah.
So as actors, we do like crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And like I mean, especially like. Doing theater and everything, like I say yes to everything. I say like I want to put myself in these situations. I want to play different kinds of parts and be I don't know.
What's your favorite part you played? Theater too.
Gosh, I don't know.
Weren't you in Steel Magnolias?
I was, yeah. I played
I've only
Nell.
seen the movie, but it's great.
I played the Daryl Hannah part. That was awesome.
The Daryl Hannah part, right.
Yeah. I did that with Jessica Walters.
Oh my God, from Arrested Development. Yeah. Oh my God. Wow, that's crazy.
Incredible.
Great.
Yeah, that was.
I went to see that.
That was a really good one.
Did you go see her?
Yeah, I went to see you.
Was that in New York or Pennsylvania?
It was in Bucks County.
Bucks County, right?
Yeah.
It set the world record for most box office sales.
It did?
Yes, in Bucks County.
Oh,
yes,
well, I'm glad you know that fact.
I read it last night.
We killed it. People loved it. Us in Bucks County. And we sold out. We extended. We were great.
That's fun. How long did you do that for?
I mean, couple months. Yeah. It's
awesome.
Yeah, it was a good summer.
Is it hard to go out and do, I've always thought about this, if you were going to be a theater actor, my friend, my father-in-law, my ex-father-in-law went and saw somebody in a play in New York, and the actress called my ex-wife, and she's like, my dad's coming tonight. And she said, oh, all right, well, I won't phone it in. And so that I always think that's probably tough, like the same thing, or no, in a theater play.
No, I mean, I think that like the repetition of like just, it's like, at a certain point, you're like, okay, I'm gonna go do this again. How can I keep this fresh?
Yeah,
The
only thing I can compare it to is stand up, which is the jokes get stale.
But the thing is that but the audience is always different,
right?
And sometimes it's raining out, and sometimes it's hot as balls, and there's like all these different elements that can come together and create like a new kind of scenario.
Who do you really admire? Like, who do you look up to?
Oh, well, like actresses?
Yeah,
I mean?
or anybody.
Yeah, no, I mean, I
was saying, I
love
was thinking actors. But
Yeah, I love Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Oh yeah, incredible.
I mean, she's to me
Did you ever work with her, Danny?
amazing.
Where?
Yeah, I did. I think she was she in Jack the Bear?
I don't know. I think so. Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, she was, right? Yeah, she's very, very, very nice.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Well,
Louis-Dreyfus.
I like Kathy Bates.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
I like Diane Wiest.
Oh my God.
I like.
yeah.
Oh my God, be still my
You know,
beating heart.
and
Yeah.
there's like, I think that there are so many really talented people out there who, you know, and I am attracted to people who have, you know, a good sense of humor but then are also able to, you know, be vulnerable and, you know, have a quiet moment.
Are you married?
No, I'm not
No,
married.
are you seeing somebody?
Yes.
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 Exciting.
Yeah.
How's that?
It's great.
Yeah.
Awesome,
How
yeah.
long has that been going on?
Like a year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I have a new relationship too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty
How
good.
are they?
Yeah. I about 3 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice. It's nice to meet somebody that I didn't know how a relationship was supposed to work all my life. And I think I just
'Cause you were married
figured it
before
out
and-
in the last 3 months.
Ooh, good for you.
Yeah, like I always had somebody that wasn't helping me. You know, somebody that
yeah.
was like, "No, you can't go," or "You can't
yeah.
be you."
Oh.
You know?
Yeah. You gotta be you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Gotta be you.
Yeah,
That's
man.
really important.
Yeah,
He
man.
taught me that.
really.
I mean, you gotta be you.
What's the best thing he taught you?
You gotta be you.
Yeah,
It's all about you, baby. You're the only one.
No.
You're the center of the universe.
No.
You are.
But
Well, you are.
One of-
And
but-
I'm not.
yeah. Good.
Am I not the center of the universe? Wait a minute. Are you guys
well, what I
busting my
was
bubble?
gonna say is that you were like you can you observe and listen and
Absolutely.
you know.
He's
For me, I just don't. I talk over everybody.
he's good at
That's what I
listening, or
do.
he isn't.
Oh, he's totally good at listening.
He does?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
nice. Guys, I wanted to remind you to go sign up to my website, thenashnation.com. And when you become a member, you can be eligible to call into this show right here and talk to me. It's something that I'm really passionate about. I want to talk to you guys, and I would love to have you on the show. That's thenashnation.com. Danny, did you ever work with Scorsese or Coppola
No.
or run into them?
No.
Coppola, you did?
Oh, Coppola, I did. But Scorsese and I have the same birthday,
Okay.
November 17th.
Okay.
Everyone wish him happy
Coming up.
birthday on November
November
17th.
November
Do you have
17th, yeah.
Instagram?
No.
Why not?
I,
He's on Twitter.
yeah, I'm on Twitter.
Do you like Twitter?
Yeah.
You do?
Yes,
Do you tweet?
I do.
What do you tweet?
I tweet pictures of my foot. You know that, right? Yeah.
You know this?
Troll foot.
Is that from a
You
movie?
don't know Trollfoot?
Oh, it's from Sunny.
No.
No, it's not. Well, I was a troll,
Troll,
in
yeah.
Sunny, but I have. I'll tell you how it came about if you'd like to know.
I would.
Many years ago, when Twitter was starting, that's how I've been doing it since almost the beginning. People say you got to do this thing, and I said, "What is it?" And it's Twitter. And I was all into my phone and everything, but I've never into social media at all. I mean, emails and stuff like that. But they said, "Well, you got to go on Twitter and do this thing," and I did. I went on. They showed me how to get the app, and I signed up. And my first tweet was, "My balls are on fire." And that was and then I said, well, how am I going to, I got
that
a lot
too.
of people responding to that. And they said, well, this is how you look and see how people are responding. And I said, okay, but then what am I going to do? So I said, well, I can keep coming up with all these great lines. So I was playing the troll in, we were on the road actually with The Night Man Cometh, which is
Their play, yes.
musical
Yeah.
that Sonny did. And we were, we brought it to Boston, New York, Philadelphia, of course, and San Francisco and L.A. And during the time, I said, what am I going to do? So I took off my shoe and sock, and I took a picture of my foot, and I called it Troll Foot, and I tweeted it. And there it is. Now, excuse me. Now, whenever you want to see my foot, you go to my account, Danny DeVito, on Twitter, and check out my foot. It's always the same foot. That's troll foot right
Right
there.
foot.
Yeah.
Troll foot's right foot. Right
And,
foot, troll foot. Remember that, guys.
It's become my my
cool.
go-to, unless the Supreme Court does something like overturn Roe v. Wade, then I write Supreme Court my ass. See? But other than that, I tweet my foot. Every once in a while, I'll say, something like, political. But that's the only thing. I don't like chit-chat.
What do you think of social media and all that?
I dig it. I think it's cool.
You do?
Yeah, I like it.
What do you think of all the streaming services and how things have changed and all that?
I think, change is good, more entertainment, more excitement, more play. But I think you got to also, it's a balance. It's always, life is a balance. It's like you always got to think of the many things to do. You don't always, all you do is spend time looking at your phone. All you do is spend time looking at YouTube. All you spend time looking at this or that. Read, check things out, talk to people, engage, look at the rest of the world, learn about history, think about things that happened in the past. Because, the whole thing about, the amnesia that I think it was, I can't remember who's coined the phrase, the United States of amnesia. But whatever it is that there is history. There were, people who lived. It's not only now. Things have gone on in the past. Like there was other empires. There were other people. There are people who lived here where we are right now, years and years ago. So I think that's all good. So social media, yes, to answer your question, I think is a great thing.
All right. You guys want to do just a couple of games?
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
What's the game again?
Would you rather?
Would you rather?
No, I'm sorry. It's Never Have I Ever.
Oh,
Never have I
ever.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
This is hard because I've done almost everything. I said almost.
No.
Is that a true story that Charlie Day told about the cocaine having your name on it? You went to a party and there was cocaine spelled out.
Did Charlie tell that story? That
Okay,
boy.
I guess it's
that
true.
Bad boy.
I guess it's true. I love him.
Yeah, I do too.
He's so funny. They're all great. Okay, here we go. Lucy, never have I ever cheated on someone.
I have never.
Oh, good for you. Danny, never have I ever been fired.
I've never.
You've never been fired?
Never been.
You've never been fired from a pilot or a movie?
Never been fired. I've never been fired.
Oh, wow. They've always wanted you around.
Yeah.
Was that hard doing, I saw you say something really cool, which was somebody asked you about Colin Farrell's Penguin.
Yeah.
And you said, I love Colin, mine was better.
That's an opinion. I wouldn't fire Colin though, because I like Colin. I think I like what he did in that movie as the Penguin. I think there's, Oswald Cobblepot has many iterations, and I think he did a really great job.
And when you put that makeup on, how long is that?
It took me 3 hours to put it. Not me.
Every day.
V. Neal. We started out. It was like maybe 4. We whittled it down to once they got good, used to how to do it. It would take 3 hours every morning to become Oswald.
In 3 hours, how many days of shooting?
Shooting 5 days a week.
What, for 3 months?
Oh, yeah, for 3 months.
Oh, wow.
Oswald.
And is something like that all done on the Warner Brothers lot? Like,
We did it on the Warner Bros. lot. We did it on the Universal lot because Universal had a really huge soundstage that we could fill with ice cold water for the penguins.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, Lucy, never have I ever dumped someone over text.
Yeah, I have.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't you think that's the wrong move?
No. Well, this is like not a long relationship.
Ah, I see.
Just like.
Just don't call me anymore.
No, it's just like it's. I just don't think you're a match.
And then what happens? And that's it?
Yeah. Yeah. I think usually.
So that's okay to do?
I think so.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay. Never have I ever been arrested? Never. Okay.
I'm glad he didn't ask me that.
Danny, never have I ever had a near-death experience.
Well, I did have a near-death experience.
Yeah?
Yeah. Once. I almost drowned.
I almost drowned
Actually,
too.
twice. I almost drowned. Once was I got caught in a riptide. And
Where?
It was in Costa Rica.
Oh, yeah.
And I really went out a little bit too far. I just went in the water to take a leak, and I walked out, but I went a little too far, and I was rescued by my son.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Jake brought a surfboard out, and he was with, there was another guy with him they were going to surf together, and they came out and got me, threw me on the surfboard, and I brought in.
Did you
But
like mouth to mouth and stuff?
No, like not that far.
I almost drowned in Cape Cod. It's scary.
It's scary.
yeah, it's really
Drowning is
scary.
I
scary.
thought for sure. I was about to go swimming to a sandbar, and an old lady told me, she says, "Don't go out to that sandbar. Don't even try it," like that. And I was like,
Oh, because of the riptide?
yeah. It took me. The fire trucks came and everything.
Really?
Yeah. It was bad.
I'm so sorry.
No, it was okay.
Yeah.
I was screaming, "I'm drowning. I'm drowning."
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's why the fire trucks came.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, didn't you save Michael Douglas's life? Is that true?
Oh, because of the snake bite?
Is that true?
No.
You made that up. Okay. That's so funny. Never have I ever been to a nude beach.
Yeah, I have.
Danny,
Yeah.
what do you guys think of that?
So
Cool.
it's all right.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's freeing.
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't like it.
I don't go to nude beaches, but
Right.
I have been.
Yeah. Someone said it's never what you think it's going to be.
No, it's not right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what you do? Why are you going to the nude beach? Get a good tan, right? What do you go? What do you mean when you say it's never as good as you think
never
it's going to
think
be?
of
What do you think it's going to be?
Yeah,
I mean,
really.
why are you going to a nude beach? You go
Well,
to a
like, you
nude
know, when
beach,
you're, like, younger,
get
like,
a
if
full
you're-
tan, so you don't have the bathing suit mark, or are you going there for another reason?
Yeah, but why do you need a full tan? Because like who's seeing you naked other than
Why
other?
should your ass be deprived of sun? That's what I like.
Have you heard about the benefits of tanning your balls?
I've not heard about the benefits.
It's a thing.
There
Yeah,
are?
it's called perineum sunning.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, you like
not?
it?
There's a
Why
line
should
in
your
Little
dick and your balls
Demon where she talks about sunning her
shielded?
taint.
Yeah.
Run
Yeah.
around. I mean, if you're running around through tall grass or something, you want to protect everything. But if you're just walking around on the sand, let it all hang out.
He's awesome.
His balls are on
It's on
fire.
fire, baby.
Okay, all right. Let's go. And this is the last thing. Okay, this is here, I'll take that. Get you guys out of here. All right, so this is rapid fire questions. Okay, I'm gonna do.
Good.
I'll say your name.
Okay.
Okay. Danny, bigger genius, Jim Carrey or Robin Williams?
California.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Great. California. Lucy, favorite guest star on Little Demon?
Oh, Rhea Perlman.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Danny, BTS or One Direction?
Oh, One Direction.
Okay. You're going to get a lot of hate for
No-brainer.
that. They're going to come after you on Twitter.
What?
BTS will come after you now on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah. Danny, have you ever used the phrase, "this song really slaps"?
No.
No. Okay. That's what my kids say. Lucy, have you ever said the phrase, "these wings go hard"?
No.
No. Okay. Danny, which character do you prefer, Ongo Goblogian or Mantis Toboggan?
Very, very, very difficult. When they're together, there's something really to behold. But, yes, I am, I don't know. It's very hard to say. You know, they're like my children.
Okay,
It's very
okay.
difficult to separate Ongo and Mantis.
Danny, F, marry, kill, Charlie, Glenn, or Rob?
I don't understand the first part.
Okay,
of
so F. So F, marry, kill is like, which one would you F? Which one would you have sex with?
marry.
Which one would you marry?
Oh,
and which one would you kill?
Oh, well, you know, so, you know, for 17 years, we've had this, like, you know, we've always had group sex. So it's very difficult to tell. It's like choosing which kid you like.
Lucy, did your dad ever intimidate any of your boyfriends?
No.
No? It's always really
think so.
nice?
Yeah.
Really?
What do you think? He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I would. When my daughter starts dating, forget it.
Oh, you're gonna be an asshole?
Oh, I saw a little shit the other day trying to get his way in there.
Oh,
I was
okay.
upset.
Oh, God, that was like really a graphic thing to say.
Danny, where is Louis De Palma now?
Right here.
Okay. All right.
You son of a bitch.
Lucy, what's your dad's greatest vice?
You know, probably partying.
Oh yeah? Do you still
Man,
do you
I
still
party
drink?
hard.
Do you?
What?
No, you don't.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Really?
He likes to have fun, but is that really a vice? I don't know.
It's really tough
Because
I'm telling you,
'cause
you
I think that
everything
it's-
in moderation.
Everyone should party.
You got to party. You got to have a good
Yeah.
time. Don't give me any of this bullshit. But do it be in control of it. Don't let it control you.
There you go.
It's really tough because he's such a good actor. I don't know
And just
No, he's
if
serious.
he really drinks or not.
He's-
Do you still smoke cigars?
absolutely
You do? How many cigars a year?
a year.
Yeah. 12?
No, way more than that.
Okay, let's get it down.
12 cigars a year.
You smoke more than 12?
Yeah. Well,
See, she doesn't think it's a good idea
once
either.
a month you're gonna smoke a cigar. Please live a little.
If I wanted to get into smoking cigars, what should I get?
Partagas Series D number 4.
What is it?
Partagas Series D number 4.
Is he making stuff up?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll go back and look.
Yeah.
Lucy, did you ever have a crush on any of your dad's friends?
All of them.
Which ones?
Oh, you know, I mean, all of them.
Clooney, come
Yeah,
on,
we got George
sure.
Clooney.
Oh, can we stop for a second and
We
talk
got-
about, because my mother watches everything I do.
Uh-huh.
George Clooney.
Yeah.
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 She's crazy for him.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, he's a
He's
handsome
very
guy.
handsome.
it's not just that.
Well, no, he's charismatic.
And
You know what
he
it is?
seems nice
and he,
and-
he has retained that like everyman kind
Mm-hmm.
of thing. Like you feel like you could talk to him.
And it's classic.
Yeah. And classic.
Classic handsome. Yeah.
They have a new movie out, you know.
Yeah.
Him and Julia Roberts.
I saw it.
I'm going to go see
I
it.
would love to
I
see
want to
that.
go see it.
I'm going to fly to Boston and surprise my mother and take her to that movie. That's how much she
What-
likes.
what's the name of the
Are you
movie?
from Boston?
I am.
What's the name of George?
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw it advertised. I thought it was good. It
It's
looked like-
it's like a
look
couple
good
that was
advertising.
divorced.
Yeah.
And then the daughter's getting married and they need to break up the wedding.
And I love both of them.
Yeah, me too.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Julia. And
Okay.
And
All right,
George.
last question. Danny, what advice do you have for anyone having to slide out of a couch naked in front of 50 strangers?
Okay. The big thing is, right, like if you read in the script, you got to slide out of a couch in front of, you know, you they never say 50 strangers. It's just Frank hides in the couch, comes out. And I thought, well, you know, Caitlin's going to be there, Rob's going to be there, Charlie, Glenn, the crew. I know them all. I didn't really think back that it was going to be in a party sequence where there would be background actors who are all there, men and women, staring at me coming out of the couch naked. But I say my advice is, as you're leaving the couch, make sure you have if you're a man, in the right spot. 'Cause if you go too close to that naugahyde, baby, you're going to feel it for a while. No, I say just put a lot of grease on, a lot of body oil.
Did they grease you up?
Oh yeah, they greased me like, oh yeah. I was like a greased halibut coming out of that couch.
That's awesome. All right, you guys, thank you so much. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate this.
Thank
This was
you.
huge. go watch Little Demon on FX. It also streams on Hulu, guys. That's where I watch everything, is on Hulu. It's a lot easier. You can watch them all at once. And yeah, go check out Little Demon. It's really great. It's very groundbreaking. I loved it. Hilarious. And yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody.